Hi, everyone. Today we're talking about what to do when your teaching platform is oversaturated. Hi, I'm Stephanie Newton, and I help teachers realize their dreams as a teacher entrepreneur, teacher freelancer, or a passive income earner. Yes, you can do these things. I am doing them. Subscribe if you want to follow my journey and learn tips along the way. So, back in the fall of 2020, a lot of kids had gone back to school after the notorious school shutdown. And I was on the Facebook groups of the couple of platforms that I work for. I work for Outschool and Vipkid right now. And I kept hearing, oh, it's oversaturated. Oh, there's too many teachers. Oh, the kids have gone back to school. Oh, the ride is over. And at first I was starting to feel the same way. I was like, gosh, what's going on? Like, not only had those income streams started to dry up for me, but also my side alternative health business dried up like as of March of last year, as soon as the shutdown happened. So I was in a panic. I was like, what am I going to do? And in my head, I told myself I was going to give myself until January 2021 to breathe some life into my current income streams. And if that didn't happen, I was going to have to go back to work. So that was a good, and I really would have had to do that. So that was sort of what pushed me along to really try to make these things work. And I'm going to tell you how I made them work and why, when you think your teacher platform is oversaturated, it doesn't really matter. So here's what I suggest. So number one, most will leave the platform and it won't be oversaturated. So that sounds so horrible to say, but it really is true. I really believe, I mean, from being on these Facebook groups and seeing people talk about this, people were leaving the platforms, or they were just like shutting it down and doing other things. And so as I saw that happening, I was like, wait a minute, if all these people are leaving and I'm staying, I should be okay, right? And it did turn out to work out that way. So I just want to quote Gary Vee. He says, whoever holds their breath the longest wins. And I've heard him say that in the context of like building your business is growing. And as your business is growing, you're like, ooh, I'm making good money. I'm going to go buy a Mercedes. I'm going to buy a bigger house. I'm going to go on these magical $10,000 vacations. And he says, don't do that, because you need to take that money and put it into the next step of your business. Or you need to, maybe reduce the hours you're working in whatever you've established so that you can get something else started and grow your business, right? And you can't reduce your hours if you have a Mercedes and a huge house and everything else, right? So, but I also applied it to that situation back in the fall. Most will leave and it won't be oversaturated. So that really did happen. It seems like to me, people were literally saying left and right, it's oversaturated, it's over, I'm leaving, so those who held their breath the longest and said, I'm sticking it out, won in the end. Okay. And it's also happening right now. Okay. It's spring. Things are sort of slowing down for some people. I think for some age levels more than others. And people are panicking. It's sort of happening for me, but not too much. Like, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm a little curious to see what the summer's going to bring, but I've learned now to just adapt. Okay. We just have to adapt when we are self-employed, no matter what business you're in, adapt. So that is my first tip, is stick it out. Those people are leaving, All right. And this happened in both Vipkid and Outschool, by the way. All right. Number two, keep in mind that the cream rises to the top. So it doesn't matter how much milk is underneath the cream. The cream is going to rise to the top if the glass of milk is only this tall. The cream is going to rise to the top if the glass of milk is this tall, right? Be the cream. Be the cream. So I did this back in November. I decided to throw myself into both of my platforms and get things started. I started with Vipkid because I knew it was going to be the quickest turnaround, the quickest thing I could sort of like do cardio, get things back to life. What I did was I opened my schedule wide open to get, because I had sort of kept my schedule pretty closed for most of the year because I was focused on Outschool and other things. So I reopened my schedule wide open so I could get new kids, like new followers, right? New students. Cause I think my other regulars had gone on to other teachers since I had shut my schedule down pretty much. And I also did a ton of certification programs. So in other words, I got certified for other levels. I did a bunch of trainings, you know, those little like enrichment trainings that they offer on Vipkid, and all platforms offer these. And I think there's sort of like this question as to whether or not they're saying like, oh, this teacher's doing a bunch of trainings. Let's put her up in the algorithm. Nobody knows for sure if that's true, but let me tell you, I blasted off after that. I did a bunch of trainings. I got a bunch of certifications. Yes, it was like a full-time job for 2 weeks straight to do all this, maybe 10 days. And my schedule just started to fill up. So I was like, whew, I think I might not have to get this job in January, but things were still tight. I knew they were going to be tight. I also knew I didn't want to work a ton of hours for Vipkid because it would take away from my time that I have to devote to Outschool, which has a much higher earning potential, earning ceiling. There's really no ceiling on Outschool, actually. So what I did was I grew it enough that like I had a little bit of financial cushion, the Vipkid, and then I turned my focus to Outschool. I decided to open a middle school science class. I knew it was going to be a tremendous amount of work. I mean, and it is, but I opened that in January. I worked hard from like the beginning of December through my opening date in January, which was like January 11th. I rose to the top. So I made sure my thumbnails were amazing. I made them on Canva. I had my picture on the thumbnail in front of this thing, you know, smiling like this. So in front of the microphone or whatever. So I really made my picture look good. I put a bunch of elements on my thumbnail. I made it look really poppin'. I also I took the time to edit and create a really nice intro video for the class. I even wore like a mad scientist costume at one point. I put some bunny ears on saying that we're going to talk about mammals. Like I really went all out. It took a few hours, but it was, I mean, 1,000% worth it because when I opened that class in January, it took off. I also maximized my keywords. So in your title and in your tagline or whatever for your class, make sure you have keywords. What do you think the parents are typing in when they're searching for a class like yours? Make sure those keywords are in there. So I really made sure that everything was excellent. I also made sure the parents knew that my lessons are going to be on Nearpod. They're going to be interactive. We're going to be doing tons of hands-on activities, etc. And it worked. So the third thing I want to say, and this is sort of blending in from number 2, is increase the number of classes that you offer. So as you know, for a platform like Outschool, which is just basically a wide open marketplace where if you get accepted, they're like, okay, come here and teach whatever you want. Sometimes you can get lost like, well, what do I teach? What's going to work? So for some people, and sometimes it can be like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like, let's see which class sticks. Let's see which class sticks. And that sounds a little bit futile. You're putting a lot of effort into making these classes and some of them might not stick. But once you get one that sticks, it can be the one class that shoots you to the top. And then you throw a few more pieces of spaghetti. You get another class that shoots you to the top even further. So in many ways, yes, there's a little bit of luck involved, like coming up with the right idea that the parents want. But almost anybody can create a bunch of classes and have a few that take off. Okay. It seems like it's just sort of random, but it's not. It's really about hard work. It's really about hard work. It's put those classes out there, open a bunch of times if you need to, and see what happens. And eventually something's going to happen because the Outschool platform, it's really not that oversaturated. The other thing I forgot to write down on my notes here is that they just received another 75 million in funding from private organizations. They're going to be putting this toward marketing efforts. They're going to be putting this toward making, I don't know, partnerships with like schools and things like that. So it's going to, and partnerships with corporations. Like, I think that means like giving discounts to parents that work for certain organizations who might want to get their kids involved in Outschool. So they are really they're working hard to make connections with the community, bring learners in. So stick around. You're going to see numbers. You're going to do well if you really put effort into this. And what else? Oh, and this goes for Vipkid too, as far as creating more classes. I mean, I didn't create classes, but I got extra certifications, other levels of certification, and that really helped. Now, I mean, even like level 6, I got the level 6 certification, and I only got like 1 or 2 learners so far in level 6, maybe 3. One of them became a regular, so I see him every week, even twice a week. If I open enough classes, he'll see me twice a week. So, you know, I mean, 1 certification, 1 extra learner per week at least. I mean, it got me something. And I opened level 1. I didn't really want to do that, but actually I find that I really do enjoy it, and they need level 1 teachers. So I got extra certifications. I put myself out there in more classes. I got more bookings. So that is about it, guys. But you can do that with Outschool too. You can open more classes. So open more sections of classes you have, or create new classes. And you know, you're maximizing your opportunity for success when you do that. All right, so those are my tips for when you hear, oh, XYZ platform is oversaturated. Don't give up, because those who stick around are really reaping the benefits right now. And those who really put forth the effort are going to reap the benefits even further in the future. All right, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.